All right, guys, this is going to be the last hike of the day. It's been good out here at Hard Labor Creek State Park. I have enjoyed it a lot. The biking is excellent. It's not as technical of a biking trail, but it is a good biking trail. There's a lot of detours, a lot of closures on the biking trail, so please read all the signs and keep that in mind. But other than that, it's been pretty good on the biking trail out here. The hiking trails are nice and easy, so even if you're not a strong hiker, you should be able to come out here and hike pretty well. You're definitely going to love that. Plenty of nice places to picnic, to have family gatherings, different things of that nature. They got cottages that you can stay in. But on this video here, I'm going to talk about the Insta360 X3 and the Ace Pro. The Ace Pro, regardless of whether you get the Ace Pro or just the Ace, the X3 or the X2 or the RS1, it don't really matter. You know, they're all pretty much the same. They got some performance differences, but not a lot to talk about. The other thing is replacing your cell phone. You know, I think that's the reason why we get these action cameras, to replace our cell phone. You get a 360 camera to get a lot of cool, interesting views, which you do. You know, whatever you think you missed, you got it on the X3 or any 360 camera, even if it's the GoPro Max or the Fusion. It don't really matter. When you're using a 360 camera, you capturing all the views at one time. You know, if you get the X3, I would advise getting it with the power pole. It's still an invisible selfie stick, but it got a battery in it, so it will extend the life of your X3. I don't know, I'm not sure if the Ace Pro will work on it. I would try it later and see if the Ace Pro will work, but it has a button so that you can power it on and record stop on the stick itself. So that makes it awesome. You know, you don't have to reach and touch the camera to do that. With the Ace Pro, I've been using the watch. So hope that's in view. But yeah, I've been using the watch and it's been working excellent with the Ace Pro. I definitely would recommend getting the watch, or you can use Garmin, and I think you can use iPhone as well to start your videos on the Ace Pro or the Ace. Like I said, it is different to it's different to use the camera or trying to get used to not using your cell phone to take your pictures and all that kind of different stuff like that. So it does take a while for you to get used to using the action camera. So if you got an action camera, if you're trying an action camera out, you're thinking about it, just understand that there will become a time you're going to be like, man, I need to get this action camera out. But then you're going to be like, let me just use my cell phone. So it takes time to get used to using the action camera over your cell phone, because my cell phone has been my go-to for the longest. And now I'm trying to get used to using action cameras. I also got a Canon V10 and I have a Canon M6 that I'm going to be using to record my videos and stuff on. But yeah, definitely think about it. My main reason for doing it was I went on a trip to the Grand Canyon. Unfortunately, I dropped my cell phone like 3 times, and that third time it just took out my cell phone completely took out my cell phone the third time I dropped it. And I lost all that footage from that trip because I was using my cell phone versus using the action camera. So even though I had GoPros, I had action cameras, I just wasn't using them. I was using the cell phone for most of my shots and stuff. And sometimes when you're going on these long adventures and stuff, it's not good to use your cell phone as your primary camera for taking photos and different things like that, because if you break your cell phone, you losing your communication, you know, with everything. So I broke mine and I lost all my communication, and the trip wasn't even over with, you know. I was, what, 1,500 miles from home and broke my cell phone. Had to go buy AT&T and buy a whole nother phone because I dropped mine. So these action cameras does have a place if you take a lot of trips. If you go on a lot of trips, start using your action camera, or go out and buy your action camera and use that instead of just using your cell phone. Cell phones out at place. Of course, you know, you go out to the zoo, your neighborhood park or something like that. Take your cell phone, use your cell phone. Yeah, sure, no problem. But if you go to other places, the beach, anything like that, a long way from home, an action camera is very useful for things like that, to where you can preserve your cell phone for emergencies and not just use your cell phone when you don't need to be using it. Now, I know what some of y'all probably thinking, what about that action camera holding in your hand like that? I'm gonna say this. It's gonna take some time to get used to holding your X3 out in your hand like this, holding it out, especially like, you know, hiking this trail or whatever. But you do get used to it. But at first, yeah, it's going to be a strain on your arm a little bit, depending on how long you're walking. So you might want to break it up and only use the camera when you see something interesting, and don't use it when you're not seeing anything interesting. So you may have to do something like that where you're not using it all the time, making your arm tired. But your arm will get a good workout, so think about that. You are giving your arm a really good workout by holding your Insta360 out like this. And you don't have to hold it out this far. You can actually let it in. And of course, the closer it is to you, the less weight is on it. So the farther the camera is away, the more weight you're going to feel. The closer it is to your hand, the less weight you're going to feel. So think about that as well. And if, of course, if you keep it really close to your hand, you let the pole all the way down, it's definitely going to be easier to tote if the pole is all the way down. But when you're trying to get far-reaching shots or very high up shots, extend the pole out long, or even buying one of the Insta360 poles that are even longer. Using those poles will help as well for when you want to get some really cool shots. You can get some really low shots and you don't even have to bend over, but you can get some really, really low, good shots without bending over. That's the good thing about having a 360 camera. And it don't matter how you hold it. So that's the kind of the crazy thing about it. You can just hold it and the camera is pretty much going to still take all the pictures, all the video you need to take, no matter how you actually holding the camera itself. As far as audio goes, right now, I am recording without a microphone. I'm recording just holding the camera, so it does make a big difference. With the microphone is good, and without the microphone is good. So either way, you're pretty good with it. As I was saying, right now I'm using the X3 and the Ace Pro without a wireless mic. You are hearing the microphones from the camera, picking up all the audio from the camera itself. I think it does a pretty good job. Some people don't like it, some people do like it, but I think it does a pretty awesome job. I do have a wireless mic for it. I have the mic adapters for the X3 and the Ace Pro. So if you're not standing close to the camera, if you're like setting up your campsite or putting it outside your vehicle or whatever like that, you know, mounting it onto something on your kayak and you got it extended way up in the air, at that point there, you might want to use the wireless mic so that your audio get picked up. Or if it's a real windy day, you might need it. But today is not windy right now, so I'm not using it with the wireless mic. So let me know in the comments how the audio is sounding, how it's coming through. The last time I checked it, it sounded good, so it might still be good. Hey, good morning. All right, guys, this right here is going to bring this hike to an end. And this is a test of the X3 and the Insta360 Ace Pro. Just trying to see how I do on trail hikes to keep me from using my cell phone. So far, everything looks good. It's been working out fine. But I do have moments when I want to pull my cell phone out and take a picture with my cell phone versus using these cameras. So it's going to take time, a little patience to get used to using action cameras as my primary camera when I'm hiking or biking or whatever. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe for more adventures, because I got a lot more to come. And everybody enjoy their day. Thanks.